chapter 2 of the Book of the Law, nicknamed Hadit. Knew the hiding of Hadit. Come, all ye, and learn the secret that hath not yet been revealed. I, Hadit, am the complement of Nu, my bride. I am not extended, and Cobs is in the name of my house. In the sphere, I am everywhere the center. As she, the circumference, is nowhere found. Yet she shall be known, and I never. Behold, the rituals of the old time are black. Let the evil ones be cast away. Let the good ones be purged by the prophet. Then shall this knowledge go aright. I am the flame that burns in every heart of man, and in the core of every star. I am life, and the giver of life. Yet, therefore, is the knowledge of me the knowledge of death. I am the magician and exorcist. I am the axle of the wheel, and the cube in the circle. Come unto me as a foolish word, for it is I that go. Who worshipped Haru Hakroth hath worshipped me ill, for I am the worshipper. Remember, all ye, that existence is pure joy, and that all the sorrows are but as shadows. They pass and are done. But there is that which remains. O prophet, thou hast ill will to learn this writing. I see thee hate the hand and the pen, but I am stronger, because of me in thee, which thou knewest not. For why? Because thou wast the knower, and me. Now, let there be a veiling of this shrine. Now, let the light devour men, and eat them up with blindness. For I am perfect, being not, and my number is 9 by the fools, but with the just I am 8, and 1 and 8, which is vital, for I am none indeed. The empress and the king are not of me, for there is a further secret. I am the empress, and the hierophant, thus 11, as my bride is 11. Hear me, ye people of sighing. The sorrows of pain and regret are left to the dead and the dying, the folk that know not me as yet. These are dead, these fellows, they feel not. We are not for the poor and sad. The lords of the earth are our kinsfolk. Is a god to live in a dog? No, but the highest are of us. They shall rejoice, are chosen. Who sorroweth is not of us. Beauty and strength, leaping laughter, and delicious languor, force and fire are of us. We have nothing with the outcast and the unfit. Let them die in their misery, for they feel not. Compassion is the vice of kings. Stamp down the wretched and the weak. This is the law of the strong. This is our law, and the joy of the world. Think not, O king, upon that lie, that thou must die. Verily, thou shalt not die, but live. Now let it be understood, if the body of the king dissolve, he shall remain in pure ecstasy forever. Nuit, Hadit, Grahor Cuit. The sun, strength and sight, light, these are for the servants of the star and the snake. I am the snake that giveth knowledge and delight, and bright glory, and stir the hearts of men with drunkenness. To worship me take wine and strange drugs, whereof I will tell my prophet, and be drunk thereof. They shall not harm ye at all. It is a lie. It is folly against self. The exposure of innocence is a lie. Be strong, O man. Lust, enjoy all things of sense and rapture. Fear not that any god shall deny thee this. I am alone. There is no God where I am. Behold these grave mysteries, for there are also of my friends who be hermits. Now think not to find them in the forest, are on the mountain, but in beds of purple, pressed by magnificent beasts of women, with large limbs, and fire and light in their eyes, and masses of flaming hair about them. There shall ye find them. Ye shall see them at rule, at victorious armies, at all the joy, and there shall be in them a joy a million times greater than this. Beware lest any force another, king against king, love one another with burning hearts. On the low men trample, in the fierce lust of your pride, in the day of your wrath. Ye are against the people, O my chosen. I am the secret serpent, coiled about the spring. In my coiling there is joy. If I lift up my head, I and my nuit are one. If I drop down mine head and shoot forth the venom, then is rapture of the earth, and I and the earth are one. There is great danger in me, for who doth not understand these runes shall make a great mess. He shall fall down into the pit called because, and there he shall perish with the dogs of reason. Now a curse upon because of his kin. Now, maybe not now. May because be accursed forever. If will stops and cries why, invoking because, then will stops and does not. If power acts why, then is power weakness. Also reason is a lie, for there is a factor, infinite and unknown, and all their words are skew-wise. Enough of because, be damned for a dog. But ye, O my people, rise up and awake. Let the rituals be rightly performed with joy and beauty. There are rituals of the elements and feasts of the times. A feast for the first night of the prophet and his bride. A feast for the 3 days of the writing of the book of the law. A feast for Tahuti and the child of the prophet, secret, O prophet. A feast for the supreme ritual, and a feast for the equinox of the gods. A feast for fire and a feast for water. A feast for life and a greater feast for death. A feast every day in your hearts, in the joy of my rapture. A feast every night and anew, and the pleasure of uttermost delight. A feast, rejoice. There is no dread hereafter. There is the dissolution and eternal ecstasy in the kisses of new. There is death for the dogs. Dost thou fail? Art thou sorry? Is fear in thine heart? Where I am, these are not. Pity not the fallen. I never knew them. I am not for them. I console not. I hate the consoled and the consoler. I am unique and conqueror. I am not of the slaves that perish. Be they damned and dead. Amen. This is of the 4. There is a 5th who is invisible, and therein am I as a babe in an egg. Blue am I, and gold in the light of my bride, but the red gleam is in my eyes, and my spangles are purple and green, purple beyond purple. It is the light higher than eyesight. There is a veil, that veil is black. It is the veil of the modest woman. It is the veil of sorrow and the pall of death. This is none of me. Tear down that lying specter of the centuries. Veil not your vices in virtuous words. These vices are my service. Ye do well, and I will reward you here and hereafter. Fear not, O prophet, when these words are said, that thou shalt not be sorry. Thou art emphatically my chosen, and blessed are the eyes that thou shalt look upon with gladness. But I will hide thee in a mask of sorrow. They that see thee shall fear thou art fallen, but I lift thee up. Nor shall they who cry aloud in their folly that thou meanest not avail. Thou shalt reveal it, thou availest. They are the slaves of because. They are not of me. The stops as thou wilt. The letters. Change them not in style or value. Thou shalt obtain the order and value of the English alphabet. Thou shalt find new symbols to attribute them unto. Be gone, ye mockers, even though ye laugh in my honor. Ye shall laugh not long. Then, when ye are sad, know that I have forsaken you. He that is righteous shall be righteous still. He that is filthy shall be filthy still. Yea, deem not of change. Ye shall be as ye are, and not other. Therefore the kings of the earth shall be kings forever. The slaves shall serve. There is none that shall be cast down or lifted up. All is ever as it was. Yet there are masked ones, my servants. It may be that yonder beggar is a king. A king may choose his garment as he will. There is no certain test, but a beggar cannot hide his poverty. Beware, therefore, love all, lest perchance is a king concealed. Say you so, fool, if he be a king, thou canst not hurt him. Therefore strike hard and low, and the hell with the master. There is a light before thine eyes, O prophet, light undesired, most desirable. I am lifted in thine heart, and the kisses of the stars rain hard upon thy body. Thou art exhausted in the voluptuous fullness of the inspiration. The expiration is sweeter than death, more rapid and laughable than a caress of hell's own worm. O, thou art overcome, and we are upon thee. Our delight is all over thee. Hail, hail, prophet of Nu, prophet of Hadit, prophet of Ra, Hur, Hu. Now rejoice. Now come in our splendor and rapture. Come in our passionate peace, and write sweet words for the kings. I am the master. Thou art the holy chosen one. Write and find ecstasy in writing. Work and be our bed in working. Thrill with the joy of life and death. Ah, thy life shall be lovely. Whoso seeth it shall be glad. Thy death shall be the seal of the promise of our age. Long love, come, lift up thine heart and rejoice. We are one, we are none. Hold, hold, bear up thy rapture. Bear up in thy rapture. Fall not in swoon of the excellent kisses. Harder, hold up thyself. Lift thine head. Breathe not so deep. Die. Ah, ah, what do I feel? Is the word exhausted? There is help and hope in other spells. Wisdom says, be strong. Then canst thou bear more joy. Be not animal, refine thy rapture. If thou drink, drink by the 890 rules of art. If thou love, exceed by delicacy. And if thou do aught joyous, let them be sup with thee therein. But exceed, exceed. Strive ever to more. And if thou art truly mine, and doubt it not. And if thou art ever joyous, death is the crown of awe. Ah, ah, death, death. Thou shalt long for death. Death is forbidden, O man, unto thee. The length of thy longing shall be the strength of its glory. He that lives long and desires death much is ever the king among the kings. A, listen to the numbers and the words. 4, 6, 3, 8. A, B, K. 2, 4, A, L, G, M, O, R. 3, Y, X, 2489. R, P, S, T, O, V, A, L. What meaneth this, O prophet? Thou knowest not, nor shalt thou know ever. There cometh one to follow thee. He shall expound it. But remember, O chosen one, to be me, to follow the love of Nu in the starlit heaven, to look forth upon men, to tell them this glad word. O, be thou proud and mighty among men. Lift up thyself, for there is none like unto thee amongst men or amongst gods. Lift up thyself, O prophet. Thy stature shall surpass the stars. They shall worship thy name, foursquare, mystic, wonderful, the number of the man, and the name of thy house, 418. The end of the hiding of Hadit, and blessing and worship the prophet of the lovely star. Now, what are your impressions and experiences of this? These 79 verses?
Well, when it spoke of the axle of the wheel, belief is good. It's very good, but one's belief is not for all. Also about rejoicing. Um, gratitude can be felt, but I just cannot feel any type of joy or anything like that due to the world conditions. Um, wear a face full of outside modesty and meekness, um, and not a face that is showing modesty, but the inside is impure.
Yeah.
Also
Well,
felt that love all.
and there's codes, right?
Oh, right, right.
There's
It
codes that
also,
sometimes the person in the veil is the prostitute. The
mhm,
locals know.
right.
So being in Cairo, maybe Crowley picked up on that stuff.
Hmm. But yeah, the thing of loving
And
all,
one
absolutely
of the
not.
things before one goes on, we have my sixth name, my Lizuvamah name.
Mhm.
Iher Hu Pamluch Gun Nuit Yatba. So name number 6 is Naet or Nuit.
Mhm.
So that's what came with that. I'm not sure what meaning that has in that language, but you notice that some of the Egyptian names that we have listed here aren't quite pronounced. It's
Yeah.
um, it's a DJ HUTI or E. There's variations with it, but it's not. So Thoth. Thoth is what we're talking about here.
Mhm.
Now, this mystery, one thing about the in verse 46, 4638 ABK 24 ALGMOR 3YX 2489 RPSTOVAL. Now, one would think that that is something that Crowley would have given the information to figure, would have already released information to figure this stuff out.
Right.
But if you take the original manuscript, what do you come across? If you arrange the things in that pyramid, the
Mhm.
11 at the bottom, 1 at the top, you have the pages of the book of the law in its original.
Right. Right.
So, and one of the things, if you look at that, if you arrange it like that, some people they arrange it as a square, but they
I
they,
saw it.
they you find you find that order.
Yeah.
You find mysteries that you can connect. Oh, you look at this. These letters are kind of like tilted a little bit different, and they follow and they find a message. So one may not be one, but one is in the person who picks up the book. What sort of mysterious thing are they going to find?
Mhm. I picked up about fear. Fear liveth not in the heart of the strong. Um, you know, every now and then a person can get a little scared, have a little scared feeling, but that doesn't indicate that there's fear in the heart. The heart is where it's.
And particularly with the next chapter, one of the things that we find with this book is that it's like it's preparing you to step away from the other religions, right?
Mhm.
So it's working away from that, and you see some of that. I am a circle with no circumference and that sort of thing. So the essence of divinity, you don't know the essence of divinity, but you know the circumference, the center is nowhere found because you don't know the essence, but you know qualities, and you know how these qualities are manifested, and magically you work through that because you work through the issues of you evoke yourself in various qualities, and you involve the different beings and things that lists those qualities, and that's how you think of hierarchy. But the essence of divinity, well, one doesn't really know about that or talk about that. And while these different things, yeah, if you put these various aspects of life into one's spiritual process, then it's that the evoke yourself. You evoke yourself, so it's the presencing is not that you bring it right down with you, or it goes to you as you go out towards it in a separate way. But it's not that you travel to some difference. There are spiritual visions where you can travel places. Most of that is mental. But that stuff can happen. But what you need to do is you need to bring things right there. Like the magician and the exorcist, are we talking about tarot cards of, the magician lays forth the plan, the magician card, and then the exorcist, are you talking about the priest? So the hierophant would be the exorcist. But there's those different approaches. The magician works with what's there. The exorcist casts some things out of the temple. So there's some profane and there's something that's not profane. And the shadowy things. So in secret is the shadows, but the shadows is not some pop culture thing where they're just necessarily evil or bad or the things. It's just what you're unaware of.
Right.
If you think of anything, as I'm looking for something to comment on, God not to live in a dog. What's that? There are puns on words. There are puns on words. We can admit that much, and we can also point out the fact that one of the things that we also come across is that just like what we want for ourselves, we'll take it where it comes. We don't need it to come in our specific way. And if you give up on things coming, it has to be through this particular way, this particular person or this particular entity. It's like, no, ultimate divinity can bestow upon it upon me however it wants. And also our ideas of God, obviously, there's stuff glorious about the dogs that, it's like, if there are things about dogs that kind of defy our descriptions, how are we supposed to just define deity in whatever form and whatever that we want? That's kind of not fair to it.
Yeah, because I don't believe we ourselves are gods. However, I believe
and obviously, as I pointed out, the Church of Hermetic Sciences and some other groups that do take an influence have said, we don't take this literally. We don't take this thing about the drugs literally, or we don't think the word God, what does it even mean, right? But in your temple, you are, basically you take on the various mystical roles. That's one of the things that happens in these things, is you take on these various mystical roles. Now I think I went over last time what Crowley asked to be known. Now, the speakers of the book are the Beast, aka Aleister Crowley, the Scarlet Woman, Babylon, Mother of Abominations. But Crowley's writings kind of take terms that are sort of blasphemous sounding or bad sounding and kind of taken into something else. Ankh Afnakansu is the historical priest associated with this Stela 666. And you develop the soul through joy. It's not pleasure for itself, but you crystallize. Again, just like being active in the myths, you crystallize the results of the myths through yourself.
And like for one who cannot feel joy, gratitude would be a good replacement, right?
Oh, and there's talk here. Okay, there's talks of changes to the manuscript, including that didn't occur in the original writing, including some spelling. Chapter 1, page 2, line 9 was written as the spell called the Song, and was replaced with above the gemmed azure is the naked splendor of Nuit. She bends in ecstasy to kiss. The secret adores of Hadit. The winged globe, the starry blue, are mine, O Ankh Afna Kansu. And on page 6 of chapter 1 in the original manuscript, and the sign shall be my ecstasy, the consciousness of the continuity of existence, the unfragmentary non-atomic fact of my universality, along with the note. Write this in whiter words, but go forth on, was later changed, and the sign shall be my ecstasy, the consciousness of the continuity of existence, the omnipresence of my body. So chapter 1, verse 26. And again, chapter 1, page 19. The shape of the star is ... Later it was Rose who filled in the lost phrase, the five-pointed star with a circle in the middle, and the circle is red. So 160. And chapter 3, last chapter, has some spelling changes and includes some large chunks of text from Crowley's paraphrase of the Stele of Revealing. The phrase force of Kaphnia, which is found in chapter 3 on page 64, verse 72, was filled in by Rose Kelly because that in place of the manuscript had been left incomplete as not having been properly heard by Crowley during the supposed dictation. Israel Regardie proposed that Kaphnia could have been intended to replace the Ein Sof and the Kabbalistic phrase for infinity, and that Rose might not have known the Hebrew letters are written right to left and their meaning. So that's one of the things going on there is so that's something apparent that most people won't know.
Good note. Very good note. That's verse 72.
And so in 1925 in Tunisia, he got another commentary that he wrote to it. And 1912, he had current comments that he included in the Equinox. And so there's a history of him commenting and other people commenting. And there obviously are things that symbolically can be taken different ways and that sort of thing. And there's a grid page of the manuscript, and it's talking about the chance shape of the letters and their position to one another. And these are mysteries that no beast shall divine. Then the line is drawn on the key, and then the circle is squared, and its failure is a key also, and abracadabra. So 347. I'm trying to pull it up.
Okay.
Okay, I can't quite read it, but yeah, there's a grid, and if you follow the letters. Okay. S, T, I'm not sure if it's supposed to be the B or the E, and Y, or I may not. It's in the middle of that, through the F and the A, and then there's a circle with a cross on it. Stiafa? Okay, that's not quite as English as easy to understand as I would think.
The Befa, where it's got a B in it.
Yeah, or
Beyafa. The Beyafa.
Well, anyways, there's mysteries that people have tried to find connections to with the text. And the original text, it has this guy with a I'm not sure if it's like the mystical gesture, because the left hand goes down and the right hand, the right arm over the chest. So it's almost like the reverence position, but it's, you know, it's the girl. So it's making the girl position, and there's this equals N, and this guy again, he's putting his left hand kind of like a thing, so it's a compass. So that the compass becomes the you take the oath, you put your hand on the compass, and you put your right arm up as a square, but it doesn't have that part of it. There's some squiggles and stuff. I'm not sure entirely. And
Yeah. Okay. So the hand on the compass was taking the oath.
but yeah, there's the little girl gesture from the NOx gestures. The little girl gesture is right above the E and the R of Liber Al vel Legis. And so maybe we'll get into more of this as we go into the other, but I think we can switch to another and see about doing the whole thing.
Okay.